So a lot has happened in the past 4 months since the last Rustwalker Devlog, and some pretty cool stuff came in the mail. You can stick around to see that coming up. Okay, so last time we saw Rustwalker was in a desert, right? Just after the Megajam. And a lot has been improved and been added. I've been working on making like a vertical slice demo, and it's coming along pretty well. A lot of the features were already done, and now we're just kind of like bringing them back together and making it feel like an actual game. That's like weird to say because up until this point it has felt like a game, but it's been separated out into little different pieces. So you've got the different mechanics of missions and crafting and fighting and traveling to planets and stuff, but they were kind of like locked off to developer things. And this is something that kind of happens naturally when you're making a game, and can really run into an issue of feeling like there's not a game there. And then once you start doing this, you start to find all the things that you made in the past, and they come together, and it's really an exciting experience. And because I've decided to do a vertical slice, because for funding, publishers, anything like that, plus just for your own sanity, having a build to work towards, and this is the point at which, to look at. It's almost like the design document is there to let you know what you're gonna build, and the vertical slice is here's a little taste of it. And so, like in some video I saw somewhere, they compared it to a cake, and so each layer of the cake is a different feature in your game. And so having the vertical slice depict each layer of the game in just a small little portion helps you as a developer decide, okay, well, this is how we're going to do this, and just kind of set into stone per se, kind of like, start to make it a little bit more firm as to what it's going to be. And it's been pretty exciting. Technical stuff aside, let's break into some of the actual game things, because that's really all that matters at the end, is like what's playable and what the end user sees. So in Rustwalker Legends, you start off as a robot bounty hunter who works out of a space station. The space station's been there for a while, and upgrading the station is in there. It's another one of those things that hasn't been exposed completely to the user, but you now have access to the entire solar system through your travel terminal. There's always been a warp station and a warp gate, but it was kind of locked off to developer console type stuff. And now the easiest, I was going to put just like a little menu, and I thought that'd be nice and everything, but I like putting things on in-game terminal screens because, I don't know, it's something that's always seemed cool to me when games do it. So the solar system is a 3D solar map that you can access and pick your planets and your destinations and take your jobs across the galaxy. Each mission is going to take place on a different planet level situation, and you can either just travel to them and kind of explore. I'm hoping to put some kind of ambient events and maybe some I think patrols in Destiny, where there's little randomized little quests that you can do planet side. I don't know how hard that'll be. It seems like it'd be a lot of fun though to just go to planets and find bounties. Another thing is I used Houdini completely to make the warp gate, which is, I don't know if it's leveraging the power of Houdini to do it that way, but gotta try it out and figure it out. One great FX trick that I found through Twitter, very talented FX artist who worked on the Batman games, I think, and it's to take and assign each lightning bolt to a different randomized point on the UV map, and then you can just cycle through that and animate it and show them. And so Houdini is really easy to do that, just a little bit of code, because I've done it by hand in Blender, and it's a pain in the butt, and I don't like doing it. But yeah, so it procedurally made all those lightning bolts and then animated them with the material, and I think it looks pretty cool. It definitely gonna do more of that. I guess I could have done it with Niagara, but at the time I didn't know how to do beams in Niagara, which coming up later, I've actually figured out how to use beams and ribbons, and I'm gonna have to do a tutorial on it because it's a little confusing, but it is so cool. They've really improved the particle emitters in Niagara, which is obviously, like, it's amazing. The ribbon emitters are no exception. They're a lot smoother. You can get the smoothness of a atom trail with a ribbon emitter now. So now there's a warp effect when you go through the portal because, you know, you're going through a portal, you're going to another planet. And so that has made it seem a lot more polished to me, and so the whole process is pretty cool. Taking your bounty hunter to a planet to take out a bounty is now fully functional, as we've probably seen in clips. I don't know what's all I've put on YouTube and what I've put on Twitter. I've put most of it on Twitter. But now you can go and you can collect bounties for a while now, but I didn't want to restrict players from, you know, their playstyle to a degree, because, you know, there'll be more reward for not killing a bounty than it will be for killing them. But from an experience standpoint, I figured I would just make if you stun an enemy or you kill them, it's the same XP, and whether or not it's like, you know, a special modifier, maybe like a headshot or whatever you use to stun / kill, is going to give you the same XP. Because I don't necessarily want to encourage players either way, because I don't know, it's kind of your choice if you want to be a lethal bounty hunter or not. Maybe there'll be some quests where it's like a requirement to bring him in alive, story-wise. But as of right now, I really want it to be kind of up to you. There is a benefit that I have in mind for what you can do with these bounties when you bring them in, so you might want to bring them in alive to expand the gameplay. But I still don't know about that. So now you can go in, do your quest. The quest completion is not completely polished out like I'd like it because the reward screen is kind of broken. But I've also started work on an intro to the demo. It'll probably just work as the intro to that mission in the game, because as an indie developer, you don't really want to waste content unless, you know, it has to be cut. Now I've came across an idea that I think is actually pretty cool. Robot animals. So I have a robotic rabbit, and I want to just bring in more wildlife because I realized with the Monster Hunter elements that I wanted to have, you can't have robots eating meat. It doesn't make sense. I already thought about it. It looks weird. So why not robot animals? And I first started off with a rabbit, and it drops electronic components and oil and batteries. You can use these to craft and make your gear, which is just about implemented. The item system is really getting a good, like, polishing and becoming its own thing. But one thing that I discovered was item menus are kind of boring. When you go through a container and just grab stuff, that's cool and all, but it's kind of boring. But two games actually, that do it pretty well is Legend of Zelda and Fortnite. They both have items that drop on the ground and they pick up. And it's very tactile. So, drawn from those, I just decided to have all the items be modeled with some kind of rudimentary model and have them fall out of the characters. And it actually turned out looking really cool. It's very gamey, but it came across as like, it's just, for me, it's enjoyable to see a character explode into pieces that you can collect. And yeah, so you can take down enemies. And again, I'm having them drop it on stun or death. This was an intentional decision because it only does it once, because that's another thing. But I feel like it's kind of another thing, because if you're going around doing a completely non-lethal playthrough, you would have no items. So until I decide a better solution, it's going to drop out either way. So as for the things that arrived, let's start with the first one. now that I'm adequately dressed for the rest of the video, we can continue. Houdini life. Straight up, if anybody wants to sponsor me by sending me hats and shirts and coffee cups, which I don't have in the room at the time, I'm open to it. I like free software, I like free clothing, and I like free drinking. What do you call it? I think I had a mini stroke. But yeah. I've got a Houdini hat, I got a Houdini shirt, and got a Houdini cup. Blender. That's free. They're not going to sponsor me. Substance. Anything Substance. I love all the Substance software. You guys have a swag pack. Because I'd gladly take it, and I'd gladly talk about how great it is to use Substance. Because I paint everything in Substance. I'll make a mug. I'll design it in Substance. And you could send it to me. What else do I use? Hey, Unreal, do you guys offer mugs anymore? I've looked. I would buy a mug, of an official mug. You can probably get them secondhand. You can get shirts that way, which is cool and all, but I'd like a mug that was official and free. Okay, so where were we in the actual game devlog? I don't know. So, oh, you're wondering about the laptop. Well, it's coming up. It came in. That's one of the reasons I actually did my devlog, is for the laptop, because let's just go to that. All right, this is pretty cool. This is crazy. All right, Epic, Unreal, you guys are freaking awesome. And this Falcon Northwest, insanity. Where's the coffee cup? This is probably one of the nicest computers I've owned. Like I've tried other gaming PCs and they were okay, but this right here, man, this is like the sturdiest one too. Because if you like, just from a quality standpoint, it's kind of mind-blowingly nice. Like, for real, I'm super appreciative of it. Like the Unreal logo, It's kind of weird seeing me in the reflection of it now versus, you know, it in the reflection of my glasses. That's how it was before. I've been using Dropbox to sync everything up, so now I can do Rustwalker Legends from my chair, or from the couch, or from another room. This thing is it's a decent weight. Like it's got like chunky components inside. The keyboard has its own custom font. That's cool. Plus, the laptop's, it's great and all, but the real star of the show is the coffee. I haven't tried it yet, but the fact that they sent me coffee, coffee is my love language. If you want to send me coffee, I love coffee. I don't normally do the ground roast, but I'm gonna put that in my French press and see how it comes out. I don't know if that's the proper way to use that coffee, but I don't have a drip coffee maker anymore. But I almost bought one just to try it, because that is custom coffee. That's not normal to come with anything. I've never gotten anything with custom coffee and a coffee cup. Where's it? A cup. I'm telling you, coffee cups, coffee. I'll be your best friend. I will. If you want me to advertise a product, I will be your man in the payment of coffee and coffee cups, preferably dishwasher safe. But that's not a requirement. It's okay if it's not. Also shirts and hats. Coming up next on this devlog, I have a new product out that I have made when I was working on throwing the grenades in Rustwalker, because items usage is one of the things that's been needing love, and I've been waiting to do the arcs because I didn't know how to do them, and that's where the beam emitter comes in, because there's all kinds of stuff in Unreal already with projectiles and everything, and then using Niagara and the beam emitters, I realized that you could make a pretty nice looking arc, and it worked very, very well. And I couldn't find one on the store because I was gonna buy one. Like I've been spinning a little bit here and there just to kind of get through with the demo and the vertical slice so that it's actually playable. And yeah, there wasn't a real option from when I searched. I found a couple later after I made it, but that was like still didn't completely fit the needs that I had. And if you need projectile arcs and grenade arcs and whatever, I mean, it doesn't have to be for combat either. It can be for anything where you have something that's being thrown or jumped, because it doesn't have to work with just projectiles, because it saves it to a spline as well as a secondary option, so you can use that spline for stuff. And so if you need that, consider picking up mine. Hopefully it's worth it for you. If you have any suggestions of like what you want added to it, put it in the comments below, or maybe some questions. It's on the store though. Woof, 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 woof. My dogs love my projectile arcs. Okay, so if you don't trust me, trust the schnauzers. Okay, it's $20 right now. I don't know. I have some features that I want to add, but they're going to take a bit of work. If in the future those features get added, the price is probably going to go up a little bit. But right now, get it. Support me. Yeah, I'm running out of space on the card. Thanks for watching. Hit subscribe. I hit 300 subscribers in between, like, the last devlog for the game and this devlog. I did post some other stuff, but I want to get more regular. But I am super slow with editing. But I've got a laptop now, so I'm gonna start editing on my couch chair. I don't even know where the furniture is in my room. But yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks to Houdini. Thanks to Unreal. To Falcon Northwest. And everybody. Thank you for watching. If you watch this far, because retention is hard to keep. Wow, the sun. Look at that. This is a moment. The sun just decided to come out right now for you to subscribe. All right. Thanks for watching. See you like whenever I post another video. Stay awesome.